up, y'all? Welcome to the Trent the Truth Show. I'm your host, Trent the Truth. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're listening from, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and YouTube. It's the Trent the Truth Show. And while you're doing that, give us some love on social media. It's Trent the Truth on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you search. Real quick, today's episode is brought to you by M&J's Breakfast House. At M&J's Breakfast House, we believe that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it should be enjoyed to the fullest. That's why we use only the fresh and highest quality ingredients in all of our dishes, and we never compromise on taste or quality. With over 15 years of experience cooking, our chefs are excited to present their visions to you and all our guests. Our caring and committed staff make sure you have a fantastic experience with us and treating you as a part of our family and our family business. Welcome to M&J's Breakfast House, where we serve the best breakfast in Calumet City. Located 606 Torrance Avenue, Calumet City, Illinois, 60409. Again, 606 Torrance Avenue, Calumet City, Illinois, 60409. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Closed on Mondays. M&J's Breakfast House. Come on by. And just like that, man, I always tell y'all, if you want to be a guest, you want to sponsor an episode, you got any questions, comments, or anything you want me to address, just email me, TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Again, that's TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. And if you're feeling good, you want to bless us, our Cash App is Trent the Truth 88. Again, that's Trent the Truth 88. Don't forget to put the $ in the front. And for the people out there in TV land, we got the QR code on the screen, so you can pull your phone out and scan from wherever you're watching at to make that donation. But whatever you decide to do with the Trent the Truth Show, we're truly grateful, whether it's a question, comment, whether you want to be a guest or a sponsor, or whether you want to make that donation. Whatever you're doing with the Trent the Truth Show, we are always grateful. We love all your interaction. And proof of that is just because we're still going strong. It's episode 26, man. I'm still new to this, but I'm 6 months in. Episode after episode, week after week, it get heavy. It's a lot. This ain't the only thing I do. But at the same time, it's just staying consistent to that commitment that you made, that I made. I just want to make sure that I show up. Part of that is just doing it when you don't want to, when you're tired, when you're busy, when you're overwhelmed, when you don't feel like it, do it. And not just what I'm doing, anything. That's just a message for everybody. Everybody go through stuff, man. That personal laziness is something that really sets in, and it's major. People try to downplay it, but that shit is real. Just that everyday struggle of just staying consistent with the things that you want to do, with the things you said you were gonna do, or just everyday life. It get hectic, and sometimes you just want to sit down. Sometimes you just want to lay down. Sometimes you don't want to get out the bed. But personal laziness is something we all deal with, but you have to overcome it. And I make myself overcome it each and every day, each and every week, week in, week out, to make sure I'm putting together good quality for the show. And we always keep a good show. What we got? We got our word of the day. We're gonna do the shot of the day. We have some tips. We got a couple topics, and we got some things we're gonna talk about. Having a pretty good week. This is, holiday week. Just coming off a fresh holiday, celebrating Thanksgiving. And with that whole holiday, of course, we know the truth about Thanksgiving, about how the Indians how the Pilgrims fucked over the Indians, gave them diseases, raped them, stole their land, and all of those other things. So we know the truth behind Thanksgiving. We know, its original meaning. But over the years, we've begun to just hijack it and take it for ourselves and just make sure we use what we think should be the meaning properly. So we use that in our families and our communities. We use Thanksgiving to get together, to fellowship, to eat good, to laugh, to do it all, to play, just to get together and just love on each other. And we do that with a thankful and a grateful heart, which is what we're talking about today. But like I said, we've taken Thanksgiving and made it our own thing. And even just with the whole thought of Thanksgiving, I always tell people, man, don't let Thanksgiving be the only day that you sit down and really get a chance to appreciate the things in your life. Don't let the holiday be the reason that you're thankful. Let each and every day be the reason that you're thankful. The fact that you're getting up, waking up every morning with a chance to figure it out. Because some people don't get that. Some people don't get that. So that's what we do for Thanksgiving. We get a chance to get together. Family members get it, they come in town. You know how this shit go. So we use it our way though. So, I'm just grateful for, of course, all of the entry level things, the basic things, life, health, full activity of my limbs, being enclosed in my right mind, just, having sense, being able to put it together, being able to figure it out, having a wherewithal just to know right from wrong, good from evil, just to know what I need to be doing. I'm grateful for just all of that. I'm grateful for good family, good friends. I'm grateful for the opportunity just to make money to survive. I'm grateful to have this podcast. I'm grateful for my listeners. I'm grateful for my viewers. I'm grateful for it all. I'm just really operating with a grateful heart, only because there's so many things that you can be in this life. There's so many things you can be in this life. But you just don't want to be an ungrateful person. You always want to be a person operating with a grateful heart, and you always want to find a way to be grateful. We always can find ways to be negative. We always can find ways to feel like we've been shortchanged some kind of way. And we rarely look for the positive. We rarely look for a reason to be grateful, even in our setbacks. So we need to just make sure we're doing that at all times, man. That shit is important. I feel like we owe it to ourselves. Just to be thankful to the man that woke us up, just whatever it is, that divine thing, whoever, whatever that you want to call it, whoever that you pray to. You always just want to have a grateful heart, man, because people don't have to do the things they do for you, all the way down to when friends do things for you, when family come through for you. You got some people out here that think you're supposed to do a lot of things for people. Man, you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing for nobody. So when people decide they want to do some things for you, as big or as small as you may see it, be thankful, be grateful. And just for, like I say, just life period, man. There's so much shit that goes on, man. It's suicide, it's unjust murders, it's crime, it's all kind of shit going on, man. And when those things miss you, be grateful. When you wake up, your feet hit the floor, just be grateful, man. And I feel like that's what's helping me. That's what's getting me to all of the places and the levels that I'm getting to in life, is just being grateful for where I'm at. And like I said, that's how we gonna lay out the show today. Just having a grateful heart, man, and holding its entirety. Our tips are gonna be around being grateful. Our topics they a little juicy, so the topics ain't about being grateful, but the message is gonna be. But it's just all centered around you making sure you stay a grateful person, but making sure you're not one of the motherfuckers that wait until that Thursday in November. Like, no, hell no, because from January all the way up until then, good things have happened, or things have happened that you've survived. Be your motherfucking ass grateful. And that's our show today. So moving the show right along, starting it with a little bit of education. We got to keep ourselves informed. We got to keep our hamster rolling. And you know what I'm saying? We got to always keep learning. And something that I do, you already know, is I use this Word of the Day app just to help me stay sharp in my vocabulary. I figured since I'm going to be talking to y'all any damn way, I might as well have an extra word or two, or, a better word or two. I try not to cuss so much, but man, sometimes it just comes out. But whenever I can help it, or whenever I'm around conversations where I know profanity isn't the best choice, whenever I'm somewhere where I know it's good to have an expanded vocabulary, so that way I can hear words, I can understand words when I hear them, or like I say, when I'm just having an upper level conversation, I know how to engage in that. So I use this Word of the Day app, and like I say, it helps me, man. I don't even really care about my streak no more. Like I used to always tell you, I was on a 200-300 day streak, but man, sometimes I get a chance to miss, and I have to backtrack to catch up on the words, even though I blew the streak. So I started the streak over. I started over plenty times. I don't even know what streak I'm on. I think it says a 17-day streak, but who gives a fuck? The word of the day is gonna be gobbledygook. What? Let's get the pronunciation.
Gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook. Gobbledygook is spelled Gobbledygook. Again, Gobbledygook. Gobbledygook. Gobbledygook is a noun. And what that means is speech or writing that is overly complicated, confusing, or filled with meaningless jargon. Speech or writing that is overly complicated, confusing, or filled with meaningless jargon. And just to make sure I got the understanding of the word, I make sure I use it in a sentence. One thing you do not have to worry about when you listen or watch the Trent the Truth show is senseless gobbledygook. I always make sure I'm talking nice, clear, and concise, and I'm making a point with all of my messages. You don't got to worry about me speaking no gobbledygook anytime you turn my shit on. And that's my interpretation of the word of the day, gobbledygook. I had never heard of no shit like that. But see, that's why it's good to inform yourself. Now, I made it to 37. And just not hearing that word. So it's always good to make sure you keeping your hamster rolling. Always good to make sure you staying smart, staying sharp, doing your part. Because it's free. That app is free. It don't cost nothing just to make sure you're doing something. Yeah, you know? That's a bar. It don't cost nothing to make sure you still doing something. You know, and that's really what it is. Give yourself a chance, though, straight up. Whether you want to watch TV, turn the closed captions on. You got a phone, you got a $1,500 phone in your hand, and that motherfucker, the phones then took the place of encyclopedias, dictionaries, the sorting. It's everything now. So you have no excuse as to why you're not staying sharp. Use that phone, download them apps, crossword puzzles. I still do all of those because it helps me. It helps keep my mind rolling. Because I know when I get up in age, those are going to be the very same things that keep me sane, keep me going. So, you know, start those processes now so it's not so much of a life change later on and shit. Then you start to think it ain't shit. You know, people, they get too far and they can't do some things and they want to knock the act. Like, oh man, anybody worry about that little ass apple. Ain't nobody worry about that little ass. Look, you're going to need it. You're going to need it. So do yourself that favor. Do yourself that favor and make sure you're educating yourself whichever way you can, flat out, you know, because it's necessary. Because you don't want to be out here talking none of that gobbledygook. Yeah, you know how it go. And I'm rolling, and I'm spinning, and I'm feeling good. Because I've already been sipping, man, you know, which brings us to the shot of the day. Our shot of the day is going to be an oldie but goodie. An oldie but goodie. Shot of the day is time, man. Get your glasses, get your cups, get your ice. It's time to pull the fuck up. Our shot of the day today is going to be from Luna Zul, the Blanco, Luna Zul Blanco. Shouts out to Luna Zul. Luna Zul was made in Jalisco, Mexico. It's 100% blue agave. 40% alcohol, which is 80 proof, so you know you're going to get nice and bent if you drink this right. There's plenty of drinks you can make with Luna Zul. You got the Tequila Sunrise, you got the Paloma, you got different margaritas, all types of different drinks you can make with the Luna Zul. But I keep it simple, I keep it plain, I keep it basic. I just grab my bottle in my community. We just grab that motherfucker. and pull it up. And that's what we're gonna do. Not sure what you're doing, not sure what you having, but wherever you at, go on and pull you up too, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Luna Zool is gonna be our shot of the day. I got my tis the season cup because it's holiday season, man. You already know you gotta get in the mood. You gotta get in the mood. And that's what Luna Zool gonna do. And they all said, cheers. Yeah, that Luna Zool nice. Nice and smooth. Now, I'm normally a Reposado guy, but I say fucking, why does I might as well try this. And it's been smooth. It get me through. Shit, I don't got no complaints. I don't got no problems with it, so I fuck with it. Luna Zool, go on and get you some if you ain't never tried it. Luna Zool Blanco. Moving the show right along. I always try to make sure that I'm dropping gems, whether they be mine. You know, I'm one of them, like I was telling you, I'm grateful for a bunch of things, and I'm also grateful for just being a person that listens. I'm grateful for being somebody that listens. You see what I'm saying? Because I listen, I'm able to get tips, and I'm able to see, and I'm able to understand and see where people made different mistakes, and I'm able to navigate around that just by listening to their stories, telling me what not to do, or just by being attentive and watching to see what not to do, or to see what to do. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of times people think tips is to prevent shit or whatever. Like, no, sometimes these tips can help advance you too. You know? But the whole purpose of the show today, like I said, just that whole holiday thing, man, is just all about keeping a grateful heart, building a grateful heart because of Thanksgiving. And that's what the tip is centered around. Tip 1. Remember where you came from, man. Remember where you come from. It's so many times, man, that you got to remind the motherfucker about some shit like this, because one of the quickest ways to become ungrateful is to forget your own story. You forgot what you did to get where you at. Now you want to act like you don't know what it takes. You looking at people, treating them like they aren't where you were. Forgetting your own struggle. Forgetting how far you've come. A lot of us pray for the things we got right now. As soon as you get them, what you do? Stop appreciating them. And that's how that ungratefulness just creep right on in. You catch yourself complaining. What you got to do is you have to pause and you got to think back to those times that you ain't had that shit you asked for. For real. You have to. You can get yourself deep into complacency and it can make you just all the way ungrateful because you're going to forget about everything that it took. Think about the nights you ain't know how you was going to make it. Think about them phases of life where everything was heavy. Everything. Well, I'm talking about you don't know what bill gonna get paid. Every time something small come up, it seems heavier and heavier and heavier. Now look at where you at now. Those same problems that were problems, they're not problems now. Those same things that presented as problems, they're not problems now. Think about all the clothes and shoes you got now in rotation. You ain't grew up like that, bro. You didn't grow up like that. Think about going to them clothes giveaways, them food drives. Think about all that shit, man. And just because you're not there anymore, that don't mean you get to knock the people that are still there. Never forget where you come from. You don't never want to be one of them type of motherfuckers. You know? Because you used to be the same one, remembering how each bill was going to get paid. One of the major components of ungratefulness that fucks us up is always comparing ourselves to other people. We know that comparison is the thief of joy. That right there alone can just make you not even see what the hell you're doing in your own life because you're so busy looking on somebody else's plate. You're looking at somebody else's plate. That's one of the quickest ways to fuck your own mentality and understanding up. Comparison will rob you of your gratitude. It's going to rob your ass blind. You could be blessed. You could be improving everything. You could be growing. And you can still feel like you're behind because you're paying into some shit that you're seeing on social media. Social media have your ass thinking everybody winning except you. And social media ain't real, fam. That shit is fake. That's not true. Social media is a send-off. Ain't nobody showing Ain't nobody showing the downsides. Ain't nobody being real on that. Ain't nobody showing them the motherfucking eviction notices and them shut-off notices. Ain't nobody showing that. They not showing you that. They not showing them beds on the floor. They're not showing you them broken cabinets and all that shit, them broken blinds. They're not showing you none of that. All they want to show you is highlights because that's what social media is built to do. But you trying to compete with social media, you got yourself thinking that the life I'm living, I'm not living. No, man, stop doing that shit. You don't never want to be the one comparing yourself to other people. You never want to be like that, man. When you stay focused on your chapter and celebrate your own wins, you ain't got to worry about what somebody else doing. You ain't got to worry about what somebody else doing. You get a chance to see the road that you built, your damn self, when you just paying attention to everything you doing. Keep your eyes on your play. All of those things will help you remember where you came from because you know what it's like. You've been there before. You've been there before. For real. And some small shit that's going to help you do that is just celebrating your little small wins. People don't like to do that, but this shit is important. It's important. All of these things are designed to help us keep in mind of who we are and where we come from. You never want to seem ungrateful. You never want to downplay the things that you have now because there's always a reminder of when it didn't used to be like that. Keep that at the front of your mind, bro, and that'll help you stay grateful. Always remember where you come from. Tip 2. And this is something else that I feel like is going to help people stay grateful with the things that they're doing in their life, the things that they have going on in their life, the things that they feel is important to them. And that's live in the now. Live in the now. A lot of people can't appreciate what's good right now because they're too stressed about what's next. It's always, once I get the promotion, once I move out, once I get the car. No. We got to understand that gratitude lives in the now, not the next. Gratitude lives in the now. What you have right now, take a breath, take a look around, everything that you have right now. Touch the moment that you're in. You know what they always tell you? Stop and smell the roses. You have to really do that. Don't just, like, come on now. Live in the now. Every level that you get to yourself, every level that you get yourself to is a level that you need to that you dreamed for. It's a level that you plan for. So take the time to just bask in it in. Take the time to bask in it in because you don't want to find yourself forgetting where you came from. And you don't want to find yourself so busy focused on the next that you forget the now. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that. See, what you got to do is when you stop to smell those roses, you're going to realize that you're blessed more than what you thought. Something that'll help you speed that understanding up is knowing that somebody is willing to do whatever it takes to be in your spot. Somebody will put you away just to have your spot. You already know. The shit we complain about, somebody want that problem. Your bad day might be somebody else's dream. Your small problems might be somebody else's answered prayers, yo, for real. You complaining about little shit. You don't want to be like that. Knowing that there's people in the world that'll get they right on and be where your ass is at. See, when you understand that your life could be a whole lot worse, you learn to appreciate the parts that you got going on right now. You ain't worried about later on down the line. You giving yourself a chance to smell them roses. You change your wording on a lot of these things, and I bet you it'll change your perspective. Steve Harvey broke it down real good. He was saying, like, man, look, instead of saying I got to start, I'm sorry. Instead of saying I got to, start to say I get to. Start to say I get to. I get to take my children to school. I get to go to work today. I get to pay some bills today. I get to eat healthy today. I get the chance to go to the gym. Changing that one word. Not even the one word, changing that one letter. Changing that one letter and that whole phrase can change everything. It's going to roll off your tongue better. Live in the now, man. Live in the now. I get to do all these things. Not I got to. Not I'm trying to. Not what's next. Not think about the next goal. You just bought this car. Enjoy that for a little minute. You just got this house. Enjoy that for a little minute. You just got this job. Enjoy that shit for a little minute, man. It ain't always about moving up, moving up, moving up. You might not even like the next level. You might not want that shit. It's gonna make you appreciate it. Live in the now. Live in the now. You're gonna appreciate everything you're doing. Because that's what real life is. Because we don't even know what tomorrow's gonna hold. Enjoy that shit now. Enjoy it now. Everything that you work for, the thing that you have in your possession right now, the things that's in your reach right now. Enjoy that. Enjoy the level you on. Because you weren't there before. Stop trying to always keep advancing. And I get the mindset. You're supposed to think like that sometimes, some places, some things, some situations. But not so much where you just can't enjoy shit. Live in the now. Live in the now, for real. It's going to help you more than anything. And then coming in at temp 3, we need to learn how to find the beauty in losing. Yeah. We need to learn how to find the beauty in losing. Think about it. Whether it's a sport, a relationship, a job, whatever it is, there's always going to be a winner and a loser in every situation pretty much. And in that situation, if you lose, it's your job to figure out what went wrong. It's your job. The winner's not so much. You know, people like to win, of course. But nobody asks the winner what they could have done better. You know, you in the sport, you win a game, you win by 10 points. Nobody sit up and ask you, you won by 10. But what could you have done to win by 20? They don't ask them types of questions. They ask the loser. You see what I'm saying? They want to know what went wrong. See, they want to see where you can be better because they also feel like you could have won too had you just done one or two things differently. So they want to know. You're the one that's responsible for finding that beauty. And see, that's where you come in at. Knowing how to go back to that drawing board, seeing what you did wrong, turning those losses into lessons. So you got to pinpoint exactly where you made your mistakes and turn it around. The winner, they just get to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily sure what needs to be tweaked or even if they prepared for a loss. You know, you winning. Even though you're making mistakes, you still winning. But you're not even concerned with that. You're not even looking to see what needs to be corrected because you're winning. Winning cures everything. The loser's got to be the one to do the work. And that's where you need to find that beauty at. To see, you on the other hand, since you have to deal with those setbacks, since you have to deal with those losses, you're a little bit more prepared for them than they are. Shit, you could remove the sport and tie it to life. And this ain't got shit to do with sports now, tied to life. A lot of people who, grew up struggling, not being as privileged as their peers and shit like that, they ain't have shit but time to figure out how they was gonna turn their life around. They never lived in bliss. They ain't never lived on no motherfucking high horse. They was always playing the hands they was dealt. And they learned how to play them motherfuckers. And they learned how to win. That's a different mindset right there. Learning how to win when that was never the case for you in the beginning. Finding beauty in them L's. Turning them L's into lessons. That's a different person right there. Like I say, that's a whole different mindset from the winner who's always known smooth sailing. They don't know no disaster. The one who doesn't know, they would have it much harder than, to deal with a loss than somebody who's familiar with losing. They don't know no. They can go back to the drawing board and figure out what went wrong to fix it. But you get a chance to develop a mindset like that, you already won. If you start off losing. You start off with a bad hand, and you learn how to become a winner. You learn how to develop a winning mindset with that shit. You learn how to fix what went wrong already. That's becoming a winner right there. That's that winning mindset. Just like 50 Cent said, "Damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie. The fuck happened to you?" We all know people that was like that. Cause see, we adults now. We know the kids that grew up with everything. They probably don't know how to respond to disasters now. They don't know right from left right now. They don't know what's going on. See, we adults. Losing hit different. When you was never prepared for the opposite in the first place, that shit hit different when you was never prepared for it. You don't know what to do. You got to find that beauty in it, or else you ain't gonna know how to bounce back. Find the beauty in the struggle. Find the beauty in losing. Turn them L's into losses, and I guarantee that shit gonna come out a lot better for you. Just think about the people that you know now. That maybe, growing up, shit wasn't that smooth for them. Man, I bet they know how to navigate life now. I bet they know how to handle this economy now. While, you take the motherfuckers who silver spoon, and none of this shit is their fault. None of this shit is nobody's fault. But you know what I'm saying? You just take that. Sometimes when you up, you don't know how to be down. You don't prepare for being down. You don't prepare for that shit. You just, you don't prepare for it. But somebody starting at the bottom, shit, they're experiencing the bottom, so they got to navigate and survive that. So once we get this down pat, come on, man. Ain't nothing left to do but win. You know what's happening out here. And see, this is the shit I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Luna Zoo. This shit got me going. I'm grateful for my gummies, my choice chews. Moving the show right along, keeping everything going, keeping everything smooth, keeping everything rolling. We got to keep our topics. And this story right here, when I read this, man, I had to inform you guys. This story is a little tough, but it's important. It's about a Louisiana mother, Leanne Yamarino, a woman in a trusted role around teens who crossed a line no adult should ever cross. The report reads, according to investigators, the 14-year-old boy came forward and said he had been sexually involved with her. As the investigation continued, more teens reported that she'd sent explicit photos and videos, multiple minors, multiple violations. God damn. She eventually entered a no contest plea, and the judge gave her the maximum 26 years behind bars and a mandatory sex offender registration. Wow. That sex offender shit, that ain't nothing to play with, Joe. That ain't shit. That ain't nothing nice to have on your back, family. You don't want that shit. You gotta register every year. You can't live around schools. It's all kind of shit. And the websites is public. So people can just go on the website, type in sex offenders in my area, and your goof ass will pop up. That shit ain't nothing to play with, bro. That shit ain't nothing to play with. You don't want that. You don't want that. And see, what's heartbreaking about this whole situation is her own daughter asked the judge to throw the book at her. That's fucked up right there. Your daughter, she taking a risk on not having a mother in her life because she wants your ass locked up. That's some sick shit. That's some sick shit. You can't do shit like that. You can't do shit like that. And see, we got to make sure we relay the message this way. We got to make sure we make an example out of motherfuckers that do shit like this. Because even when a boy is abused by an adult, it's not a joke. It's not a win. That little boy ain't not a stud. He not a player. He not a pimp. He don't need no motherfucking accolades for that. That shit messes you up. It messes you up. I went to school with a few people. I swear to God, I went to school with a few people who, you know what I'm saying, who had a chance to have sex with an adult teacher, you know what I'm saying, some shit like that. And I'm willing to bet you those moments still live within the day. I'm willing to bet you they're not right today. I'm willing to bet you they're scarred to some degree. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Because, man, I even heard Lil Boosie talking about some shit like that. He said he took his son for his 14th birthday party to like a stripper party and let him get some ass. It was some crazy shit like that. I forget, but I know it was fucked up, like, to this degree. Like, no, you're not helping that little boy. You're not helping them kids when you do shit like this to them. You are not. This shit is bogus. We can't minimize that. The case is a reminder to some people in positions that misuse their trust. We cannot do that. You got to stay alert. And see, by me being a youth football coach, I'm a mandated reporter. So I take that position very serious, just like I do parenting. I don't fuck around with shit like that. I don't misuse trust like that. But see, that's some shit you can't get back. You can't say sorry after no shit like that. You a fucked up person to the community and to the world. You don't want no shit like that, man. You don't want to be a person like that. And shit. So shout out to Leanne's daughter. She took the hit. Like, man, look, I don't even want a mother like that. Gave ass 26 years. Wow. And I hope that boy, and I hope all the boys involved go to counseling and get some help, because that shit ain't nothing to play with. That shit is real. Speak up on some shit like this. If you're a person in trust, or if you're a mandated reporter, you see or hear about any foul play or wrongdoing between adult and child, report that shit. And if you one of them motherfuckers that, you got a position of trust, don't misuse it. Do not. Because you're going to get found out. They're going to catch your ass. You're going to get labeled. And you're going to be done. So don't even do it. Don't even do it. Wow. 26 years. Need to be 50. Crazy heifer. Moving on. Topic 2. This one was a little interesting too, if I must say. This what got me, goddammit, like, come on now, shit. We need to talk about something. This shit kind of bothered me. But it shows you the true identity of these companies. Wells Fargo, yes. The big bank, Wells Fargo, just agreed to pay $85 million to settle a lawsuit. Why? Because back in 2021 and 2022, they were running fake job interviews for diversity purposes. They were asking qualified candidates from underrepresented groups to interview. But what's bogus is many of those decisions were already made and those positions were already filled. So you playing with people right now. Those candidates weren't really being considered. The interview was just a show, a paper trail, just a little bullshit way to say, look at us, we support DEI. I know the fuck you don't. You ain't about that shit for real. A stunt like this, please believe this was not a small oversight. This shit was very systematic. This shit was very intentional. When the whistleblowers confirmed it, internal documents showed that it happened across many divisions. It's a textbook example of discrimination disguised as compliance. Bullshit. Companies literally using people as props. They wanted to look inclusive without actually being inclusive. They just wanted to carry out the act of DEI, not really being for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We just want to make it seem like we are. We want to bring some people in here of different races and creeds. Come on, man. Y'all full of shit. And the fact that they're willing to pay tens of millions of dollars to settle the case, that's what really boils my ass. That's the shit that really bothers me, because they showing y'all they don't give a fuck. We'll pay this money just to make sure we don't get you niggas in here. We'll pay. What's $85 million? They don't care. They'd rather write the check than change the way that they hire, than change company ethics. Just think about that. They don't care about no motherfucking talent that you bring to the table. They don't care about how you look on paper. They don't care about optics over opportunity. Fuck that. They'll pay a fine over fairness. They don't care. Think about what that does to real candidates, though. People who are really qualified, people who are really capable to hold these positions, but they stay to get denied by this bullshit. Ready to contribute. They go into an interview, they bring their skills, they bring their experience, all their time and shit like that, and they just get fucked around. Nah. That's blatant discrimination, which is more than disrespectful. And these weak-ass diversity programs mean nothing if they just for the show. You got to really be about this. You got to really be about change. You got to really be about diversity, equity, and inclusion to really make some noise to show that you want to be different. But they ain't about that. Paying fines, they don't care about that, because that's not a solution. That's not a solution, especially when they're just going to keep doing the same thing. And then shit, $85 million spread across how many people? How many motherfuckers they done fucked over? $85 million. I'm like, come on, I'm sure there's probably 1,000 motherfuckers, thousands. $85 million. That ain't shit. That's gonna be the same as these little Facebook sellers where we get $35 and shit. That's a slap in the face, fam. For the fuck real. Do that money go to them? Period. Do that money go to those people? Like, that's what you really got to start understanding. That's what you really got. Those are the questions you really got to start asking. Does that money go to them? The people that was fucked over in them interviews. Who gets that? But honestly, we really need to have something in place to help police these companies to get them off this bullshit. We really do. We got to have something in place that force these companies to be a little bit better. To make sure they're operating with diversity, equity, and inclusion. But see, that whole DEI thing is it's so hard because I want to get this shit because I'm qualified. I don't want to get this shit because you got to fill a quota. I don't want to get this shit because you want to get funding. I don't want this job because of that. I want this job because I did the work. I went to school. I got qualified or whatever needed to be done to get this position. I did it. That's what I want. I don't want no, oh, well, yeah, the law says. Fuck that. That's the thin line. That's the crazy thing with the whole DEI movement. But fuck it. Since it got to be in place, do right by it. And just the whole way life is, man. I'm just a grateful person, man. Like I say, with the way we're doing this show, man, I'm just grateful. I'm just, I feel like that's the best way to be. A lot of the things I'm grateful for, of course, like I say, those basic things, health, strength, a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food, all of those, I can do this. I can think. I'm good. I'm not wacky. And I'm grateful to have my own mind. Flat out. That's really one of the important things that I make sure I'm grateful for, is having my own mind. In a world where it's so easy to follow the crowd, so easy to let somebody else think for you or pull you into their shit, having your own mind is a blessing. There's so much freedom in that, so much protection in that. A lot of people don't realize how valuable that is. Because the truth is this: it don't take much to get swept up in what everybody else is doing. Peer pressure ain't a kid thing. That shit still happens. Grown folks still fall for that shit too. People lose money. People lose opportunities. They lose relationships. Even their freedom, because they let somebody else steer the wheel for them. But see, not me, not T, because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for having sense. I'm grateful for thinking on my own. My grandma always told me, she said, you got to stand on your own 2 feet. And when she said that, it wasn't just about responsibility. That shit was about identity. It was her saying, you ain't got to move how everybody else moves. Just like they used to always ask you, if Lil Ben go jump his ass off the bridge, are you going to go with him? See, those was the lessons. I'm from the old school. And I'm so glad I could say that. I'm from the old school. I used to get them lessons. Yeah, I was just doing it because they was doing it. Yeah, but if his ass jumped off a fucking bridge, are you going to do it too? See, those things right there help start to train thinking for yourself. You can stand strong in your own decisions. You can trust your mind. You don't have to move how everybody else moves. And that's the shit that stuck with me. Because when you stand on your own 2 feet, you're not easily influenced. You're not pressured into being somebody's send-off man. You're not volunteering to be the one who takes the fall for decisions you ain't even make. You know how to pause. You know how to stop. You know how to think. You know how to think. You know how to analyze shit. Does this align with who I am? Does this make sense for my life? Having your own mind just simply means you choose your circle. You stay grounded. And when everything else ain't grounded around you, you know how to stay firm in your beliefs. You don't go where your future ain't welcome. You don't go where your time is going to be wasted. And you just keep learning that. You learn about the independence that you get. And you be grateful the fact that you can think on your own. It gives you more clarity. It gives you more control of your own life. And it gives you more independence. That's what you got to know. I'm grateful where I can stand alone whenever I need to. Like I say, shit, may she rest in peace. But I'm grateful for my grandmother to telling me that. But that shit was important back then. And I know, I can remember the time, I promise you. We were standing in the kitchen and I was doing some stuff for somebody else. Somebody was sending me off. And I wasn't supposed to be. And the lesson in that was, you got to stand on your own 2 feet. I remember exactly where I was. You know how life can take you back to that motherfucking day? Every time I think about that, even when I tell people stand on your own 2 feet, I think about when my grandma told me that shit that day. Stand on your own 2 feet, man. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. I remember that, man. I love you, Granny. But yeah, I'm grateful for my own mind. And there's a lot of other things that I'm grateful for. Just operating life and just being, just operating in this world, man. I'm grateful for the gift of discernment. I really am. I'm grateful for the gift of discernment. Just being able to know who's in my corner and who's not. Cause see, that should help me operate better and not waste so much time with the motherfuckers who don't mean me no good. See, a lot of times, the trouble with being a decent person is that motherfuckers always seem to think you a lick. You see what I'm saying? They think you a lick or something. They think they could use you just because. Oh, he got it. He don't mind. He cool. He don't no, fam. No, because see, when you get hip to him, it's best to just go on and cut him off and stop fucking with him altogether. Because you learn that this person don't really fuck with you the way you fuck with them. And unfortunately, it be family. Sometimes it do. Sometimes, the whole history, they just got a whole history of just bad deeds, bullshit. Everything just one-sided when it comes to you and them. But shit, it get nerve-wracking. It do. This shit kind of, it fucks with you. It fucks with your mental. It throws you off. It gets nerve-wracking. It's devastating, especially, like I say, when sometimes it's family, when you feel like you can't even really trust motherfuckers no more. Everybody always got something up their sleeve. But you can't let that make you a bitter person, though. You can't let that shit calcify your heart. You cannot let that. You can't let it change who you are. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, because if you're not careful, you're gonna turn around and become the same things that you hate. Ain't no sense in letting somebody else take you out your element, especially when it's a motherfucker that can be easily replaced. It's easy to let them go. They don't believe in reciprocity. They don't believe in partnership, brotherhood, or none of that shit. So let their ass go. Use that moment to remove yourself. Because they don't deserve you. They don't deserve your presence. That's what you got to know. That's what you got to learn. That's what you got to understand. The people I removed didn't deserve me, and I'm okay with that. Flat out. Our problem is we don't know the difference between our people and our kind. Charleston White explained it real good. He was talking about birds. He used birds as the example. In regards to birds, there's hundreds of different kinds of birds. So in that thought process, all birds are the same when you put them in groups of animals. You see what I'm saying? When you talk about animals and dogs and ducks or animal, whatever it is, birds are all the same. They all in the same category when it comes to that. But it's not the same. All birds ain't the same. Just like all people ain't the same. That's what you got to know. And it's your job to find your kind of people. Just like all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Eagles don't fly with hawks. Seagulls don't fly with ducks. Canaries don't fly with pigeons. See, that's the difference right there. You got to know how to find your kind of people. That's what discernment will help you do. Be around the right motherfuckers. It's your job to do that. And I'm grateful I got that gift. Everybody don't deserve to be around me. See what I'm saying? No, they don't. Fuck them. And with the gift of discernment, I'm able to see who belongs and who doesn't. I'm also thankful for love. And to be honest, when I think about it, I'm grateful for the opportunity to experience it the way I have. I get asked a lot about a lot of my peers about the decision I made to get married or how it is being a dad. And when I get asked either one of them questions, it makes me feel good because I know that they searching for something. Maybe they want confirmation. Maybe it's something specific that they want to hear. I know when I get asked that question, it's a real inquiry. But what I also do on my end is I look at who's asking me the question. Because I'm not finna be out here giving no juice to a motherfucker that ain't gonna soak it up. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said right there, the point I want to make right here is, fellas, stop wasting that girl time. Have a plan. Have a plan with your life. Have a plan with what you want to do. I'm talking to people that's been in relationships for a while. Y'all got kids, you got a family, and you ain't got no plan. And you're not even decent enough to be honest. You see what I'm saying? Stop wasting that girl time, man. No, I'm not out here playing no motherfucking Dr. Love. I'm not here to play the relationship expert or tell you nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm not even here to tell people how long to be together before you advance a relationship. Because it took me a while. But I had a plan. We wasn't just winging it. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, this is like, y'all together, kids involved, shit like that. Advance that relationship. That's really what I mean. And I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful that I had a plan. And I'm not out here wasting my own time or nobody else's. And that's why I need to be a counselor or something, because I find myself being the person that people like to go to when it's time to talk. See what I'm saying? And they talk to me and they trust me with their situations and relationships, their wants and their dislikes. And unfortunately, a lot of people be having a lot of the same stories. He want wife benefits, but he don't got a ring. She want a husband, but don't want to be a wife. Kids involved, all kind of little ticky-tack bullshit. Stop wasting each other's time. And if you're not intentional with that man or that woman, move aside and let somebody else do it. This is really simple. Like, come on, man. And I'm thankful for the love I got. Like I said, I ain't no motherfucking expert. I'm just really moving off intentions, knowing what I wanted. Stop wasting our time. If you're gonna ask me this is what I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna ask me this is what I'm gonna tell you. Shit. And throughout everything that I've been able to get to, everything that I've been able to accomplish in my life, I'm not thankful for the accomplishments more than I am thankful for the struggle. I'm thankful for the struggle. I'm gonna tell you this, shit. If I start goddamn counting, I would need all of my fingers and toes and some of yours to count the times that I've been to a funeral. To count the times that my back was against the wall, not knowing how this was gonna get paid, not knowing how I was gonna get that done. Life's uncertainties can do that to you. But it's all about being strong-minded. Being a strong-minded individual and having that willpower to continue. There's something special about going through a struggle. Some people who've only lived on the smooth side of life don't always understand. They don't know what it's like. Hard times build you a little bit differently. It hit different. They carve out a level of character and comfort. They carve out a level of character that comfort could never give you. When you struggle, you come out hungrier. You come out more focused and more determined than the motherfucker next to you that didn't have to go through the things you had to go through. Because you know what it's like. You know what it's like to have nothing to fall back on. You know what it's like to go to bed hungry. You see what I'm saying? You know that whole ordeal. You know what it entails. Struggle is proof that you lived on both sides of the fence. You seen the bottom. You know what it's like. You tasted that shit. Not because you wanted to, because you had to. I remember powdered milk. Yeah, I remember that. I remember them days. canned meat. I remember them days. Standing in lines and shit. See what I'm saying? Standing in food pantry lines. I remember that. I remember that struggle. Struggling forces you to adjust in real time in front of the whole world. While your mind is telling you that one day this shit gonna be different. One day something gonna change. It's just a moment. It's not my forever. And that's the only thing that help you work your way out of that mindset. Cause you be so deep in them trenches. I got trench stories. Remember motherfucking syrup sandwiches, mayonnaise sandwiches, spam sandwiches. I remember all of that shit. I remember my mama, she used to give us, me, my brother and sister, she used to give us like anywhere between $50 and $100. Whenever it was time for, going back to school, she'd give us anywhere between $50 and $100. And I was in high school. She used to give us anywhere between $50 and $100. And we used to go down to the thrift store on half off day. And we used to tear them motherfuckers up. See, that's the struggle right there. That's real struggle. Some shit a lot of people may not know nothing about. Yeah. That shit real. I remember red tag, green tags, half off on this day. Everything half off Mondays. Everything half off. And we going in there. We put it together. Shoes, shirt, pants. White shoe polish got us through so many days. Black shoe, you know what I'm saying? You know how that shit go. Family members passing clothes down just to keep us in the game. And it wasn't just super fucked up, but we just know that it was fucked up. Even in our level of fucked up, we had it better than some other people, but it was still different levels. But we knew the level we was on. We knew that level we wasn't supposed to be on that level. So that mindset is the thing that helps shape us and get us up out of there. You learn that discipline. You learn that patience. You learn all of those things. And see, as you start to work your way out, you choose a career instead of a job. Because you've been there before. See what I'm saying? You start managing your money better. The best part about all of this shit is you don't leave empty-handed. You walk out, you leave this whole motherfucking life with survival skills. You get to the better part of life with survival skills. You get to that part of life knowing how to deal with a setback. When people who've always started on that upward path, they don't know how to deal with a setback. That's what makes struggle a blessing in disguise. Just like J. Cole says, beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. You gotta know how to deal with both. It teaches you to have a grateful heart. It reminds you not to take nothing for granted, because you know where you came from. It teaches you to live in the now. It teaches you to learn the beauty in losing. All those things help you come together to form that grateful heart that you need just to survive out here. Because you know what this shit like. You know where the fuck you come from, and you know where you don't want to go back to. You see what I'm saying? As crazy as this economy is, I'm pretty sure the people that grew up not so privileged, I'm pretty sure they know how to survive right now. Not saying the people that grew up, privileged don't. But this ain't nothing new to a lot of people. Just understanding that whole ordeal and knowing where you at right now in this particular point in your life is gonna help you stay grateful. Because you understand that the downtimes ain't no damn punishment. It's preparation. Because I know it's gonna end. I know it's going to be over with. I know I'm going to get to a different part of this. And that's what's going to make me grateful for it. I'm grateful for the struggle. I'm grateful for it all. I know what this shit is like. And that's how you learn to win. And because you won after you started with the struggle, and because you live in the now, and because you don't forget where you come from, and because you find beauty in those losses, That's what helps you maintain a grateful heart. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trent the Truth Show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, Trent the Truth. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to be a guest, email me at TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Again, that's TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Thanks again. Tell your friends. Watch it together.